Got another Terran here. Good barcode value from that last opponent too. Playing a weird off-meta build like that. I think it would be wiser in general if I'm against a rando who's barcoding, which usually means they either are just shy or they have some kind of silly build. Roach is a more sturdy approach. Going for that double Evo strat is going to be better if I'm against an opponent who I know plays macro. Plays standard. We got a cheesy buddy there.
So take a little ticket and fly away, gliding through those bars, sailing across the sky of notes like the stars, circling around the beats, dancing to the rhythm like you do on the streets, cause it don't even good to be stuck out in your seats.
Broken Helix Orc Shaman! What's up, bro? Yeah, Ryan mentioned that before GD did that. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty well. I had a really awesome day yesterday. I doubled my running route because I was feeling crazy. And it went exceedingly well, so I've been trying to stretch a bunch today just to make sure I don't get too stiff after it. Then I vacuumed, which is refreshing. And I had a meeting earlier, which was really good. You can add one spine against that Hellbat cheese. It's the kind of build that is really, really bad against a roach opening, to the point where you would say that it's not a viable build unless you barcode or mind game or something. Say, for example, the 3 roach build that Apoptosis does would just thrash what that opponent did last game. So it's not solid what they did at all. Solid would mean playing in a way which is not exploitable, and that build is not one that I would consider to be robust. It's going to be really good specifically against what I did, like where you go Lings and you drone heavily and you get upgrades, which could have been gas into roaches or banes. The banes could defend that attack and roaches could punish it with aggression. Not too cold to go running? No, it's basically perfect. It was about 45 degrees yesterday when I ran, which by the end of the run I was pretty hot. I ran a marathon in my early 20s, I think I was like 21, and the weather was just above freezing and it was raining, which sounds terrible, and it kind of was, but if you're really exerting yourself physically, your body heats up a lot. Let's just be wise and make a roach warren. Making a round of bling so I don't die to a Hellion shove. One spore per base. Got him. Hello. Oh, nice. Free Hellion. Hey, Crunchy.
에너지가 부족하네. 적군이 점막 총량의 뿌리를 먹으려고 하네. 에너지가 부족하네.
We drone in the bases. And we drone pretty nicely this game. Roach horn is up. Overseer for the roaches. Oh! Can I get a Keck W, please?
베스핀 가스가 더 있어. 아군이 교전을 시작했네. 베스핀 가스를 더 모으게.
Guess how long that delay was. After the game, we'll check and see. Double Banshee, wow. It's spicy. You gonna YOLO it or what? Whoa, Rocket Sage, think of the 5 gifted subs. Whoa! Where's that Banshee? There's a team of 2 Banshees.
적군이 일벌레를 전멸시키려고 하네.
We did the old switcheroo.
이 저주받은 군락이 또 다른 여왕이네.
Okay, well they just traded all those out for drones, which is fun. What in the earth are these Banshees doing? I saw them over there. I don't know if the opponent's going by or mech yet, but I'll find out here pretty soon. Hello. Are you waiting for my 4th base or something? How many tanks do you have? That's a tank. Cool. Can I just kill these and leave? The Marines. Grumpily in pursuit. Ha! You don't have upgrades? Not anymore. I appreciate that, Rocket Sage. And congratulations to the lucky winners of advertisement immunity. Do you have a wall up here? Ravagers! Let's get this base too. Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing over there? Let's get Overlord speed. Now we're chasing a fly with a sledgehammer with this many units chasing it. So I'll get these units back in the army. You guys can chase that. Let's get a hive. I'm gonna move this spore over. Okay. Did you make more buildings here? Oh. Whoa. We got him. Ravagers! What would a Ravager's emote look like? I have to think about that. Crucible! The biles on the infantry. Yo, Hung, thank you for the 15 months of support. Happy holidays. The Wizard Lord. What is my favorite build? I like solid macro builds, a catch gas pool. 150 seconds from the point. Oh yeah, we needed to see how long the drop overlord delayed it. This happens a lot of the time where they go for something like Hellion Banshee and they don't actually have a way to deal with the overlord doing that. So you end up getting huge value. It is I, the Lord of the Wizards, and the Wizard of the Lords. Okay. So tonight I get to raid on my rogue for the first time ever for Serpent Shrine, and maybe Tempest Keep, we'll see. What is that picture? That's probably someone. I don't know who that is. Okay.
Command center.
Yep. I don't think that's Frazier.
We finished that add-on. Nice. Your command center upgrade. Add-on complete.
All right. It's a quick 3cc build, but Oscar the Overlord has things to say about it.
No. We finished.
Okay, are you ready? The Overlord is going in. 5:57 we'll say is when it would have landed. So we'll look at the time here.
Add-on complete. We finished that add-on. Nice.
What the fuck?
Add-on complete. Additional supply depots.
Okay, this is way more effective than I thought.
Research.
Wow. 1 minute 30 seconds. That was amazing. How to win the game with ONE Overlord. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll show you this. Okay, we're making this into a guide. It's kind of stupid, but it's content and it's true. Okay? This is a 4.6K player, and most people who watch my videos are far below 4.6K. No shade thrown, that's just the distribution of players who play the game. 4.6 is like Masters 1, Masters 2. Everyone hold the phones. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you a build. A tactic where you can beat a 3cc Terran with 1 unit, and you might be like, Ultralisk? Breedlord? Lurker? No, an Overlord. I will show you these ways. I can already sense the doubt in your mind that you can't win with an Overlord. It's not a combat unit. It's not a combat unit, but it has its ways of setting the opponent off balance and disrupting their operations in a really key way. I'll just show you my build, and then I'll show you the effect that this has on the Terran's progression and their macro. So I open up with a standard hatch gas pool. It's a 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool. Do this basically every game, unless I'm feeling like I want to put early pressure or I'm against someone who proxy barracks every time. Just a nice solid build. 18 gas, 17 pool. Note that the pool is on this side of my base, not at the drop cliff. I've seen a lot of people put their spawning pool right here, and the Terran drops with 2 Medivacs Marine. The pool is dead. So put it on the far side of your base, away from the drop cliff, please. I drone up to 21, and then I'm going to take a third base. Nice macro build. Pulling 2 workers off gas. It's even before Ling speed. I'm not really in a hurry to get Ling speed. 26 Overlord after I get this 27 base. Lings defend the Reaper. The 26 Overlord is important here, and then I make drones. Losing a Ling is okay. Losing 2 Lings is still better than losing a drone. My queens are up. And I'm just droning and making Overlord so I'm not supply blocked. Anytime I float 150 minerals, I'm going to make a queen. Next step. We're going to get what? Gas refilled at 330. And I'm still droning. Just drone, drone, drone. I don't have Ling speed yet anyway, so I don't really want to make Lings. Reaper goes into the main. You can't explain that. It's running around. I'm going to try to catch it if I can. 2 queens, get it. Nice pickup. Now I'll inject the third. So I'm just droning up, and I get a 4-minute Roach Warren. That's to keep me safe against Hellbat attacks and such. And now I'm going to take a lair. Well, whenever my queen finishes. If I didn't have a queen in the main, you can start a lair at, say, 4 minutes to 420 if you're going Roach. If you're going for a Bane Nest instead of a Roach Warren, you can take this at 430. But 430 is basically a fair time to get your lair started. You'll have Overseers out in time for the double Banshee harass. I also make 1 spore per base at 430. It's kind of a magical time when a bunch of your next steps of tech can happen. So my lair is a little bit late here, but I'm still able to do this tactic, which I will show you is hilarious in how effective it can set the Terran behind. I'm droning. And it's the first Overlord I have across the map here. I've named him Oscar the Overlord. And he is flying to the Terran's 3rd base location right now. Mainly because he wants to see if there's going to be a base. My lair just finished. I'm going to grab my 1-1. And then I do this. I instantly drop creep at this base. You could say, well, why don't you send this into the main? If you see they're going for a quick 3rd CC like this, it doesn't really matter if they're going mech or bio, because you're still going to have a lot of time to get a bunch of drones out, take your 4th base, and that kind of a thing. So this is the biggest piece of information that I've gotten so far, and it's great. It's a great read. The Overlord has an ability called Generate Creep here. And it might not seem like a big deal, maybe it's just a small delay, but in many cases, the Terran is going to open 3cc with Hellions and Banshee, and the reason they go for these units is to be safe against Roach all-ins. It's a very common combination where they go for quick 3rd orbital, they have the Hellion and the Banshee to stay alive, and then they make the 5 barracks and the factory and that kind of thing. They get those all going. So let's just go through here and see what happens. This Overlord starts dropping creep at 557. The Terran tries to land it, but they can't. And what they want to do is get some damage done, and they want to scout. And StarCraft is a very mechanically intensive game. So a simple thing like this can really just throw all of their macro into disarray. This is by no means a bad player. They're managing multiple control groups. They have Banshees on a hotkey, the Hellions on a hotkey, the production, on 3 separate hotkeys and the orbitals. But this Overlord really messed up all their business. Look at this. And they can't land the building until all the creep is gone. But they're still trying to get some work done with the Hellions. Maybe they're worried I'm going to do a roach all in or something, so they're timid. But I'm not. I have 69 drones. I'm technically ahead. But the roaches look that threatening, and the base is that delayed, so they're going to play it safe here. Go for some damage with the Hellions. And remember, it was 557. 557 that the Overlord started dropping creep. And still the base has not been landed. From this very bold move of Oscar the Overlord. So what do you need for this build? You just open up with standard hatchcast pool. You get your lair at sometime between 4 minutes and 4:30 if you can. And then you have the Overlord just sitting at that third base location. As soon as lair is done, you drop creep. And that really throws a wrench in the equation of the Terran wants to be the one on the front foot, slapping the Zerg and trying to mess up their build. But you can do little plays like this that don't even deal like unit damage. I didn't hit the building at all, but I made a mess at the third base location, which left them really far behind. So even though Roach Ravager might not be the best composition against Biotank, I just have way more stuff because I was gaining value from a third base for a super long amount of time. And the Terran was stuck on 2 bases. Yes, that's a good point. Thank you, chat. Let's talk lunch. Use hold position on the Overlord once it starts generating creep. If the Overlord moves, it stops generating creep. It has to be stationary to do that. So hold position that Overlord that's at the third base location. Yep, the Terran basically gets run over now. Just a ton of Roach Ravager.
Mineral field depleted.
They try to drop, but I have way too much stuff and I just push in, and that's the game. Public service announcement. Get ONE Overlord. Drop creep at their third base location. And be amazed at how long that third base can be delayed. If you have any records that you would like to share in the comments, or just tell me in Twitch chat that, hey, I did the Overlord trick at the third base and I delayed a Terran's base for an entire 4 minutes. I'd be curious to hear about the upper bounds of that, because that game was 1.5 minutes of a delay just from setting the Terran off balance. This has been a public service announcement from the Zergs trying to survive on the ladder initiative. Thank you.